Zercher Squat is one of the most user-friendly ways to learn how to squat because it places the load so close to your center of mass and really helps you brace your midsection. And when you brace your midsection properly during a squat, your hips, knees, and ankles move really well. It also challenges the upper back component of the squat, much like a front squat. However, it's not going to make or break you by having your elbows fall, so for that reason, it's a little bit easier to learn than a front squat. Now, with Zercher squats, we like to use a fat bar just because the bigger diameter of the bar makes it easier to hold in the crooks of your elbows. However, if you don't have a fat bar, you can use a standard barbell, but you're going to want to wrap something around the middle of the bar, such as a squat pad or a squat sponge that you would use while doing like barbell hip thrusts. You can also wear a sweatshirt to help kind of lessen the burden on the crooks of your elbows. But either way, do something to kind of soften the bar a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up with the barbell and the crooks of my elbows. I'm going to line up in center, get my hips tucked under the bar, so not hips behind the bar like an RDL or a deadlift, but I'm going to roll my hips underneath the bar. I'm going to hold my hands separate and squeeze my fists really tight. You can wrap your hands over each other like so, but I like to hold my hands separate and kind of turn out and squeeze my hands really tight to also engage my upper body quite a bit. If I just hold my hands like this, it'll kind of like roll my upper back like so, and I might lose the bar if there's any appreciable weight on it. So I'm going to hold my hands separate. Once I'm set here, I'm going to take an inhale, stand up, walk out, take a moderate stance. I can't stand too narrow on a Zercher squat because my elbows will run into my thighs. And here I'm going to just treat it like any other squat. I'm going to push my knees out and break at the hips and the knees at the same time. Squat down as low as I can and then back up, making sure that as I squat down that I don't pitch forward. Now the weight's very close to my center of mass, so I'm going to feel my midsection quite a bit, but I also don't want to just give in to rounding forward. So as long as you can keep the weight holding close to you, the chances of you squatting with really, really good technique are very, very high. If you think about what's so difficult about a back squat or to an extreme overhead squat, is that the load gets further and further away from your center of mass. So if you're having a hard time dialing in your squat technique and things just feel a little bit off, try some Zercher squats. I think you might find that things just fall into place.